Well, hello and welcome to my channel. I'm here with some special guests today. I have JSpy25 who is revealing something really cool. And then I got my friends from Fanboy Cantina, and we're going to be talking about what JSpy has kind of cooked up. How are you guys doing?
Good. We're good. Good to be here on your channel, pal.
Hey, Fanboy G, everything good on your end? Technical?
It looks like it, although it looks like I'm pixelated and slow, but it could just be I'm always pixelated and slow.
And the screen, everything's good?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay. Well, hey, if you've even been on my channel before, if you looked at it, this is my first live stream, so apologize. We're just kind of like a test run, but we have some really cool information that we're going to share with you guys about what JSpy is cooking up. Here's a picture of the wagon from the prison wagon from Planet of the Apes, and it's very iconic. There's a story that I heard online about this guy this British actor who got drunk and bought this thing and tried to return it, but he couldn't. But it's a very iconic piece of I guess ape lore in the movies, right? And what JSpy's done is he's created his own custom wagon. Do you want to tell us a little bit about what you've done with this, JSpy?
Well, I've created some other 3D Mego scale items, and then they started releasing the Planet of the Apes stuff. So, I came up with a few things I wanted to do, but I wanted something that was, a little bit larger and iconic to the movies. So, I decided on the wagon. I mean, the whole city would be nice, but that's pretty big.
Yeah.
So when I started researching it, it seemed like I should probably keep it as, authentic to the movie as possible, but still have the Megos be able to fit in it properly. So there were some adjustments, just so it was, the figures can go into it, but I try to keep it as close to the movie as possible.
Yeah, and one of the features that you have, here's a picture of the back end. Those locks actually work. You sent me a key, right? And you can stick the key in there and rotate it, and there's like a little bolt that just kind of like retracts or extends, and you can lock those doors. There's like that when Zira goes back to triple check the locks or whatever, and she opens them up for Brent and Nova, right?
Yep, exactly.
So, yeah, it's a great piece. And Fanboy G, you had sent me something about a renewed interest in playsets from Mego.
Yeah, just on Twitter last night they posted what of the franchises would you like to see a playset or diorama about? And among them was, I think, Star Trek and Batman and Planet of the Apes. Planet of the Apes. It does seem like a gap that they have not touched any of these kinds of items. They never produced this one.
Well, back in the 70s, they did have a prison wagon looking thing, right? But it was like where you would put your boulders for the catapult. Do you remember that one?
I've seen pictures of it.
Yeah, I've seen pictures of it too. I didn't have one, but it looks like a prison wagon, but it's just like, it looks like a cart where you throw your boulders in it. I mean, I guess you could stick somebody in there and they could be a prisoner, right? But, but as far as something like this, no, man, this is something. And, you've been working on it for a while, right, JSpy?
Yeah, well, early January I decided I should probably start working on it. So, and it's just being, I guess, released now. So it's taken quite a while. A lot of details, a lot of things, you don't recognize about the wagon at first just by, glancing at it on screen. But yeah, a lot of details, and then, they actually used, they had two different wagons in the movie, and then sometimes, in the same scene, they would switch wagons. And, you can, after you recognize all the differences between the two, then you can tell, that they did that. But, yeah, there's a lot of details, and
I think I have a picture. Let me see if I can pull it up. Yeah, so it's got play value, obviously. I got my little apes. I don't know. Can you see that picture, guys?
Yep.
Yes.
I got my little apes there, and they're capturing Charlton Heston. They got him in the net. They're going to toss him in the back, right? So there is some play value there. I had to get a special horse, though. I don't have the stallion. You do, right, J Spy?
I have one of them. I don't think it's like the Planet of the Apes one, but yeah.
I think they're all the same scale, but you've done something so that you can adjust the harness on it so it'll fit pretty much any horse that's around that scale, that 1/9, right?
Right.
Yeah, because mine's a 1/9 Briar, and the bit and bridle fit and everything. It works real well. I mean, it looks good. I think I have a picture of it, like with the Zero. Well, there's Zero lock in it. Let me see. Gorilla wagon, toy wagon. Maybe I don't. I thought I did.
At first blush, when you shared that picture, I thought it was I thought it was from the movie. It was just like such a perfect picture where you got the background, you got the guards and everything. It's crazy.
Well, that one right there is Zira and Cornelius, and I thought I had a picture of Nova in the back, but I guess I must have taken it out. But yeah, they're out looking for humans right there.
Well, to help protect them, right? If it's Zira and Cornelius, they're trying to help.
Well, they just protected, Taylor for some reason. They liked the dude, I guess, but they would dissect people all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
Pretty gruesome, right?
Yeah.
So J Spy, how you said you started this project in January? You figured this out in 3 months. This seems like a insane amount of work to try to design it, figure out how the wheels move and the locking mechanism, and then being able to orchestrate it in a way that people could put together. How is that possible?
Yeah, well, I think the previous experience, that I had from like the Monster Lab sets, etc., like, and how that fits together, that helped a little bit. But this is the first time I've had anything with wheels, so that was some figuring out, what's the tolerance, for the peg to fit in the hole, and how tight should that be, or you want it to rotate freely though. Yeah, and then the hinges and stuff, I couldn't stay movie accurate on that. I had to switch it up a little bit because, those are made of steel, and then when you're dealing with miniature plastic, yeah, it's not the same effect. So I had to switch those up a little bit. Yeah, and then the lock was kind of an afterthought. At first, I didn't plan on having that in there, but then when I was designing it, I'm like, I bet I could put in some kind of mechanism here and have that key actually work. I think maybe looking at that key made me think of that, because it's kind of round at the end, and I was just thinking about, how does that thing work? And then I figured I'd put it in there.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, going back to the back end, in my video, I show I'm assembling the piece, right? And those little pins are very, very small, and I thought, man, these things are going to break, but they're flexible. You made them out of some sort of flexible plastic, so they're,
Well, don't flex them too much.
Wish you're not crafter.
Yeah, well, me, I used to break all my toys,
But initially, I had the hinges made out of the same material as the cage part, the wood-looking part, and they would break too easily. So I switched to the black and then glued it onto the door, and the black is a little bit more durable.
Well, yeah, it's flexible. I think that's what helps it, because I basically I hate to say this, I like jammed them on, and I was like working them, and I was surprised that they didn't break, because look, I got big hands and I'm very clumsy. You guys think that?
That's good to know.
Yeah, right, thank you. So if it could stand me, it can pretty much stand a lot of people.
You can put that in the eBay listings or what have you. The product was durable enough to withstand the clumsy hand
Of casual crafter, yeah. Hey, Mr. C, I sent you that picture of J Spy's Frankenstein lab and stuff. Yeah, you liked that, didn't you?
Oh, I'm over the moon for the Frankenstein lab, and I'll take that. But Jason, so for your current project for the wagon, though, I'll be happy to ask you about the Frankenstein lab too. I'm completely ignorant of your process, and I don't have your skill set. So do you draw the stuff out on paper first for like a bit of a blueprint, or like what's your creation process to bring this to an actual 3D product?
Yeah, I usually start with the sketch, and that could be on a blank sheet of paper or on the back of an envelope or something. Whatever I'm thinking about, because I'll have a general idea, but then if something hits me, I'll jot it down and probably do a quick sketch. But then like the laboratory stuff, it's kind of an iterative thing, because you think you got it all planned out, and then as you're going, think, well, it'll probably work better like this, so give that a shot. So, I mean, I have so many, prototype panels from that laboratory set, that doesn't fit with anything else anymore, because, some things have changed or whatever. So, trial and error, I guess, but I don't know if that's the right phrase, because it's, you just come up with a better idea on how to have it put together, or how it looks, or how it functions. So.
And you have a penchant for the small. I'm sorry. Go ahead, sir.
So you're in the moment of the creation process, right? That other next possibly better idea can't come to you unless you put your first foot forward. So
right.
Just again, I'm way impressed with your work, and be it the lab or the cage. I think, like you said, and then you got to try to envision what's going to be the right thickness for the pieces that'll allow them to fit together with the other pieces, and whether it's this stuff, or whether you're trying to do some work on the house, or whatever it is, it's whether you're trying to place furniture in a room, right? That all the getting every piece to fit together, it's a real trick, and I'm impressed with your combination of trial and error and learn as you go.
And you have a real penchant for the I'm sorry.
I appreciate that, Mr. C.
And you have a penchant for the details, man. When I got the laboratory set in and looked inside of it, you have all of those little light bulbs hooked to a little light. It looked like a hot glue mess in there, but I mean, you don't see the inside. But everything was like glued so that the lights actually worked. There was a viewer, Lewis, I think, he was asking if the dial really worked, because, that'd be cool if it like spun and the lights went with it, but it doesn't, but everything else looks cool, and the lightning, I guess the lightning bolt on the top of the transformer. I mean, and then the lock on this piece and the little brake, the brake doesn't work, by the way. I pushed it down the hill over here, and the brake didn't work. Had the dickens of a time stopping it,
Yeah, but there'll be a lot of linkage, and I just wasn't sure how that was going to work out.
I'm kidding.
I abandoned that idea.
Yeah, well, I would too. Yeah, because you got the brakes on the side, right?
Yeah.
I just found out there were no Yeah, I found out they were non-functional though. Too late. Once I took it for a spin.
Hopefully nobody got hurt.
No one got hurt. It was great. Yeah, but the wagon looks great. The detail that you have on it. I think I have a picture of the piece as you're printing it. Did you want to describe this process? I mean, is it something exciting or just mundane?
Well, this is the last. Well, I guess the second last step. The modeling, and then there's a piece in between to set it up for the print. And then here's the print, and then after that is the assembly that I do anyway. And then a lot of times there's assembly that the buyer would have to do just for shipping. Otherwise the boxes would be huge. But this is a printing, and then it's after you set it up, you put the file in the printer, and then and load the color filament and tell it to print, And then I don't know how long this stuff prints. This one was probably, I don't know, 4 hours maybe.
Wow.
Just to print that.
And I have the picture of. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so keep that picture there. That you can see the front. That's the front panel with the seat, right there in the window. And that takes close to 15 hours to print.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And you have two machines, right? So.
Well, I just got one right after, because I had ordered it, and then it showed up right after I broke the first one. So.
Oh. Wow.
When that's fixed, hopefully this week, then I'll have two, so that'll help with the time.
Wow. Well, I'm really impressed with it, and I thank you guys for coming on. I know this is probably a short, video compared to what you guys do. You guys get long-winded. You could spend 2 or 3 hours on your live streams, right? Any other questions? Any other questions for J Spy before we leave, or?
Sure.
Yeah. No, go ahead, Mr. C. Mr. C.
So the material that comes out of the 3D printer, either let's say for both, for the wagon and for the Frankenstein Monster Lab equipment, are you using is it different kinds of plastic or different kinds of is the paneling on the Mad Scientist Lab different, and then the light up area is different, or how do you decide which physical materials to use?
Well, on the laboratory equipment, it basically comes down to, you got your gloss filament, and then that's a bit stronger. And then if you want a matte color, like the side of those panels on the wagon, those are matte, and then the black is gloss. And then same with the front, axle, and then the inside the base of the wagon, that's gloss brown, but the other stuff is a matte. And the matte, I like the way it looks, because it's not all shiny, but it's not as durable as the gloss stuff. And then on the laboratory equipment, for the light to shine through, they have translucent filament as well. So you can pretty much get what you're looking for, across all of those options. And then, there's a whole bunch of colors and stuff. So, but I usually stick with I think the most common filament is PLA. There's, a whole bunch of different types, but I just stick with that, and it seems to work pretty well.
Excellent.
I'm not going to explain what PLA is and all that stuff. But.
That's good.
That's for another time, maybe, or for Google to take
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, and you also produced a line of those Star Trek accessories, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, based on some conversations we were having, you made them so that they can fit a variety of different figures, including the female figures, which have really, really teeny hands, I was really surprised I was able to get that clipboard into my Yeoman Atkins' little hand.
Yeah, that's one of the things, a lot of times they come with cool accessories, the figures, but then, they can't hold on to them. If you guys remember, Apes back in the day, they could carry on, they could carry the gun with the handle, and that was about it, unless there's some weird contortion there. So, the notches, I don't think it takes away much from the accessory.
Yeah, I have one here.
So, yeah.
It's got a little notch. I don't know if you guys can see it.
Is that the whip?
Yeah. It's got that little notch so the hands can fit in there, and no fuss, no muss,
Yeah, just a little thumb notch. And, I don't know. I think it's totally worth it to put that in there. So
Yeah.
it can be used with figures, so.
Yeah, if you don't, you have to resort to using, I use dental rubber bands, for braces to hold the weapons and stuff in place, because, they hold for a little bit and then they pop out, right?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I want to point out, Crafter, you do have a comment in the live chat. Granola Girl says, "Amazing talent."
Oh,
That's very kind. That's very kind.
thank you.
It is. I mean, the detail that you put into these things is incredible. I mean, the wagon is just, I'm so glad I got it. It's one of those things that I was telling Mr. C last night. You see it on. The meeting's going to end in 10 minutes. It says so. We got to wrap it up. But anyway, I was telling Mr. C, it's one of those things that you think about it. Well, it's a little pricey. I don't know. Maybe I'll you put it off, and by the time you want it, you can't get it. And that happened to me with you. Do you remember? J-Spy?
Yeah, with the laboratory equipment.
Yeah, because for Christmas I bought my Bride of Frankenstein, and then I got the I think it was the lab table, and then I was going to buy the set, for my birthday, and you had sold out of them, right?
Right.
And then luckily I was able to convince you to make another set for me, right?
Right. Yeah, I remember my first response to you was like, "Yeah, I used to have those, and they sold out, and I don't plan on making anymore."
Right.
But yeah, you convinced me.
Well, I'm a persistent kind of guy. I got my wife to marry me after she didn't want to see me after the first date. So.
But those lab sets are, the assembly part that I do. The print is for each one is pretty long. I mean, total I think is 2 days total to print, and then the assembly after that with all the lights. And I mean, there's so many pieces, and there's like 13 or 14 different colors on that thing, so it's quite a process. But I do plan on making some. I started printing out the pieces, so probably when that other printer's up and going and I get enough weigh-ins, the kits made and stuff, then I'll switch over to printing out more labs.
Yeah, because
Halloween isn't that far off if you're trying to have surplus for people who are going to be shopping around Halloween time.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. So I better get on it.
I was going to say, this summer, probably in September, I don't know, maybe sooner, I'm going to work on my monster playset, the Star Trek playset, and you helped me with a couple of pieces on that one too. I'm going to be doing a monster set, and I'm going to have my lab in there, and, I don't know, maybe I can convince you to do something cool, over this summer
We'll be in touch.
for my monster set. But anyway, my last question, and I'll let you guys jump in if you have anything else that you want to say. But do you have anything else in the work for Planet of the Apes, or maybe Star Trek, or any other types of I guess franchises, whatever, that you want to discuss?
Well, funny you should ask. The answer is yes.
Oh, okay. Oh well, I thought I had some pull, but I know that you are working on some stuff, and I can hardly wait to see it. Whenever it comes out, I'm just really thrilled with it. But it was great having you guys on the show. Do you guys have anything else that you wanted to add?
Oh, two more things in the chat. Louis Borsello says, "Sup guys, Fanboy shadow banned me before I ever posted a comment on his Mego Madness video."
What? What did he say? What did he say?
I don't know. Did we ban somebody?
I'm familiar with the term shadow ban, but hey, Louis.
I didn't shadow ban Louis. I love Louis.
It's not you. It's us on our thing. So Louis, send us a note somehow. You don't know how to ban anybody, actually. Somebody
unbanned, or you were never banned, or hey, Louis, nice to see you over here, and you're welcome to come by the other channel anytime.
Yeah, if anybody's going to be banned, it's going to be me. Right?
Well, Louis says, two comments. Sorry, I don't have the equipment to join you guys, but Casual Frankenstein Monster Lab is awesome. And Adam Odell says that is an awesome wagon. Any chance the public can get its dirty stinking paws on it? Is there a website taking orders?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Yeah. So I just it was kind of a rushed eBay listing. I'll fix it up a little bit later, but it's out on eBay right now. And Crafter, do you want to maybe link to that in the description when the
Yeah,
video's done.
I'm going to drop my video on the assembly process, and I'll go back there and I'll add that because I think you just put it up today, right?
Yeah, just not long ago.
Yeah. So awesome. Hey, it was great. It was fun. Well, it's always fun. You know, I hope you guys can join me again. I mean, all y'all.
Yeah, this was fun. Thanks for having me. It was nice meeting you guys too.
You guys scared me. There was a little pause there, but anyway, you guys take care, and we'll see you next time, right?
Sounds great.
All right.
Sounds good.